When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold synthetic oil and any quality Gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold synthetic oil.
Gold is a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Gold.
Ashene Pankasa. Gold, good energy.
I can conveniently pay for my utility bills, my son's Cartoon Network on DSTV, and renew my internet services package. I can securely send my sweet mother her monthly allowance by simply transferring funds from my bond account into hers. I can also pay the gardener through any of the mobile money platforms available. I can verify if the check to the vendor has cleared. Now let me guess my sister is here at time so I can peacefully go back to sleep. With Bond Mobile app, you can do your banking anywhere. Download the Bond Mobile app on Apple Play Store or Google Play Store today. Bond, your success, our passion.
There's always that one individual so selfless and caring. The world still has caring people. Getting unexpected help is a joy for us. That's why at Prudential Life, we've introduced Ultimate, the no-lapse guarantee on your Premier and Classic farewell plans. The biggest challenge for most clients having a funeral policy is the fact that when they are unable to pay premiums due to financial challenges, the policies elapse and the full benefit falls off. We have introduced the no-lapse guarantee on our funeral plans. This ensures that you don't lose your full benefit during challenging financial moments. Prudential. Always listening, always understanding.
welcome to the 2017 edition of the National Science and Math Quiz. Yes, Christopher. You're right.
Perimeter.
You're right. Yes, Priscilla.
NH3.
You're right.
It was exciting getting all the points in the last round to catch up.
No school is too little to be bullied.
Yes, Wanda.
Operation.
You are right.
The National Science and Maths Quiz is the longest-running independent production on television. It's the one program that brings education authorities, teachers, allied staff, students, old students associations, and parents together in support of science education at the senior high school rank of the education ladder. The objectives of the National Science and Maths Quiz are to promote the study of the sciences and mathematics, to help senior high school students develop quick thinking skills and a probing and scientific mind about things around them, to promote healthy academic rivalry between senior high schools, to a lesser degree, keep old students still interested in their schools and encourage them to offer help to their alma mater, to inculcate a degree of science culture in the Ghanaian society for all to see science as a way of life. Let's take a walk down memory lane and see how far we have come in 25 years. The idea was not proposed at a national science fair or conference, but rather on the tennis court of the University of Ghana, Legon, where Mr. Kweku Mensah Bonsu, then managing director of Prime Time, was at the court to play the game after his own heart with his playmate, the late Professor Ebenezer Kweku Awotwe, Professor of Animal Science. Mr. Mensah Bonsu was curious as to why birds could stand on a live electric wire without getting electrocuted, but human beings could not do so. From Professor Kweku Awotwe's explanation, Mr. Mensah Bonsu got the idea of a quiz program focused on scientific explanations behind everyday phenomena, in addition to the topics from the regular science curriculum for senior high schools. Thus, it all began 25 years ago, in April 1993. Since then, the National Science and Maths Quiz NSMQ has seen 22 exciting editions.
Selecting the quiz mistress and the gender was entirely my decision. So one Saturday evening after tennis, we were sitting in Commonwealth Hall senior common room, and then Marian was there. So I just said, he said, you talk to Marian. Have you spoken with her? I said, no, I'm going to talk to her. So I talked to Marian. Then Dr. Marian Addy, later Professor Marian Addy. I told her about the program and that I needed a quiz mistress. I wanted a quiz mistress. And she said, but why me? I said, you, because you are a female scientist with a PhD. Can you imagine the impact that this would have on the children, especially the girls? That I want you to be the quiz mistress whether you like it or not. In fact, I've selected you as a quiz mistress. And she had a good laugh. I said, okay, I'll do it. And then when Marian was leaving the program after 7 years, and this time she recommended Eureka MFA at Dumako. And the first time I met her, I said, well, of course, if you're called Eureka, that's a name that came out of mathematics. So then you are a quiz mistress. I met Dr. Kaufman at a program, and she and Professor Alote came to my office to talk to me about some mathematics competition or science, international science competition. And I went and talked to Dr. Awotre. I've met her only once, but I think from the way she spoke and the way she carried herself. And Awotre said, well, strangely, that's the person I was also thinking about. So I said, well, your job is cut out for you now. Our 3 quiz mistresses have all been great, I must say.
There would have been no excitement without very interesting and well-crafted questions. The nature of the competition requires that questions be of equal strength and difficulty at each stage of the competition. A team of consultants were selected to work on the questions. This is how the team was put together.
Then I got my friend Dr. Adanu, to do the physics. So Asmeni for chemistry, Adanu for physics. Then for biology, Awotre himself, Mrs. Kwaku. She put together a team to do the maths. Now, beyond the first year of the competition, I got to know Dr. Douglas Edujemfi of the maths department. And Douglas agreed to be a part of the team. And since then, he's been a part.
The program was first recorded in October 1993 with the late Professor Marian Irama Ade, Professor of Biochemistry at the University of Ghana, Legon, as the quiz mistress. It was originally named the Brilliant Science and Maths Quiz, as Lever Brothers, now Unilever's Blue Soap Brilliant, was the sole sponsor of the program. The name was changed to National Science and Maths Quiz in 1998, when Brilliant dropped its sponsorship of the program due to change of management and policy direction. Amstel Malta from Ghana Breweries Limited, now Guinness Ghana Breweries Limited, took up sole sponsorship of the program from 1998 to 2001, when it dropped its sponsorship also for the same reasons. Next, the Ghana Education Trust Fund, GET Fund, sponsored the program from 2002 until 2008. In 2009, Primetime took up the cost of producing and airing the program in the hopes of attracting sponsorship to help pay for the program. But this did not work out, as education clearly was not seen as a priority by corporate Ghana at the time. Consequently, the program was forced to take a 2-year break, that is 2010 and 2011. The program, however, was such an important event on the academic calendar of the senior high schools that it was sorely missed. Thus, students, teachers, and parents alike began clamoring for its return.
This program went into a lull because of a lack of sponsorship. And myself, Mr. Mensa Bozu, we met the Director General and we said this program must not die. So I'm glad that at least a company or a bank for that matter has found it necessary to partner with us to sponsor this program.
Thus, the number of participating schools was increased from 135 in 2014, and the regional competitions, through which 108 schools are selected to join the seeded schools at the national championships, was born. With 3 schools instead of 2 competing against each other in each contest.
And the introduction of the preliminaries, along with 2 new faces as quiz mistresses for that round. They are Dr. Angela Lamte and Mrs. Gladys Schringer.
Since the competition was opened up to all senior high schools in Ghana, many less endowed schools have managed to qualify to the quarterfinals and in some cases the semi-finals, an attestation to the many benefits that the exposure on the NSMQ has engendered, such as interest in the schools by the general public and support of the schools by their own students' association.
Root of xy minus 3y.
You're right.
The students who make up the participation teams go through rigorous routines and discipline to be able to make a mark in the competition. The teachers who train these students are dedicated to the cause and thus invest a lot of time and energy into developing strategies and tactics to sharpen the minds and analytical skills of their contestants.
We try every year to do something that would be new, but that would add value to the participants' experience on the program. And that's why we have the mentorship sessions that are meant to broaden their horizons so that they see that there's more, way more to having a career in science than ending up in medical school. We have the Science and Technology Fair that aims at helping participants transfer the knowledge, the principles and theories they have learned in the classroom into producing practical products and services that would be useful to society. We also have the excursions, which we used to do but not in such a focused manner. Now the Platinum sponsors host us to a tour of their operations to help our participants understand the business behind the sponsor and their operations. We have also tried to embrace technology, and you see that as most evident in our use of social media. Our embrace of social media helped us regain contact with our fans and supporters and to rekindle.
Whoa. Welcome to the 2018 edition of the National Science and Math Quiz. We are in the semi-finals. That means we are still in the money zone. In fact, at this stage, each correctly answered question fetches some points, and each point is worth 10 Ghana cedi. At the end of the contest, we will calculate a total amount for each of the teams here. That amount goes to 3 contestants and 1 teacher. So nobody has any reason to be upset even if they don't win. Well, so this is the second semi-final contest, and it features MAWULI School. KETA Senior High Technical School. And St. Peter's Senior High School. Let's meet the contestants. MAWULI School. MAWULI School is represented by
Jikuma Isaac Newton, final year.
And
Open Wisdom, final year.
You're welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
You're doing good.
You're doing well.
Yeah.
Wonderful. What does this semi-final contest mean to you?
You are favored beyond measure.
And then I'm interested, how have you found the competition so far? What are your impressions for this year's edition?
It has been very competitive, and all the schools so far that have participated have been doing so well.
Mm-hmm. Good. So this contest, what should we expect?
We expect the favor of the Lord to grant us victory.
All right, best wishes. KETA Senior High Technical School. KETA Senior High Technical School is represented by
Godfrey, final year.
President and final year.
You're welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you, madam.
How are you?
You're doing great.
Wonderful. Semi-finals. What does it feel like?
Actually,
You're overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Overwhelmed?
Yeah, madam.
All right. Try not to be. Okay. But I want to know, what do you think about this year's competition so far? What have you observed?
Madam, there have been improvements.
Improvement? In which direction? Your answers or my questions?
Everything.
Everything. Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you. And the contest, what are we expecting?
In God we trust. In God we trust.
All right. Best wishes. St. Peter's Senior High School. St. Peter's Senior High School is represented by
Fanny Benjamin, final year.
Kisi Anokweku, final year.
You're welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
How are you doing?
We are blessed and highly favored.
Good. And what does it feel like to be in the semi-finals?
Feels like a very great opportunity for us. And we are so excited that we're in the semi-finals.
All right, good. The competition, what do you think of it?
So far, I think it's been very competitive and it's improving. Yes, the questions are improving. So we are also doing our part to meet the improving questions.
All right, good. What shall we expect from you this contest?
For this contest, we are expecting that the grace of God will find us, and then we can put up the best performance ever, and then we can qualify for the final.
Best wishes to you then.
Thank
you. Viewers, we've met the contestants. Everyone is here to win. But before I sit down so we can begin, I would like to acknowledge that the National Science and Math Quiz is sponsored by the Ghana Education Service through the Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools. We also have support from GCB Bank, Accra College of Medicine, Medifem Multi-Specialist Hospital and Fertility Center, Lancaster University, Ghana, Academic City College, West African Center for Cell Biology of Infectious Pathogens, WACBIB, Awake Purified Drinking Water, GTP, MFA Jewelry, and Hoti Makeup. The mentorship sessions are sponsored by Bond Savings and Loans and RMG Ghana, and SciTech Fair 2018 was sponsored by GOIL, Prudential Life Insurance Ghana, and Talo Ghana Limited. Our media sponsors are City FM and Joy News. This is a prime-time production. My name is Elsie Hoffman. I'm your quiz mistress. Contestants, the contest comes to you as usual in 5 rounds. The first round is a round for fundamental concepts. The questions are simple and direct. I'm expecting simple and direct answers from you. If you answer your major question correctly, 3 points. If the question is incorrectly answered, it becomes available to the 2 other schools. A school may ring and attempt an answer. If the answer is right, a bonus point. If not, there's a penalty, 1 point. For questions that require calculations, you have 30 seconds to present your answer. If there are no calculations involved, you have 10 seconds to do so. All questions are to be attempted once only. Best wishes to all of you. First set of questions, 10 seconds, and I'm going to start with you, KETA Senior High Technical School. Your question. State the effect of heat on hydrogen trioxocarbonate 4 ion and give the product of any reaction that takes place. Yes, Daniel.
Madam, the hydrogen trioxocarbonate will decompose to give carbon dioxide and oxygen gas and hydrogen gas. And the reaction is H2CO going to H2CO3 going to form CO2 plus 1 mole of H2 plus 1 mole of O2.
1. For saying that it decomposes, the rest was incorrect. Okay, so yes, it decomposes and it gives CO2, CO3, 2 minus ion, and water. All right, MAWULI School. State the effect of heat on solid lead trioxocarbonate 4 and give the products of any reaction that takes place. Yes, Isaac Newton.
The compound will decompose, and then the products formed are lead 2 oxide, carbon dioxide, and oxygen gas. And then the balanced equation is 2 PbCO3 going into 2 PbO plus 2 CO2 plus O2.
I'll give you 1 as well. Yes, it decomposes, but your products are not right. I mean, you had 1 right, but the rest, no. It decomposes to give lead 2 oxide and CO2. That's it. No oxygen, nothing like that. And your reaction certainly was not right. It's PbCO3 going to PbO plus CO2. Okay? So 1. St. Peter's. Sodium trioxocarbonate 4 monohydrate is a white powder. State what happens to this powder when it is heated. Yes, Kisi.
When it is heated, it decomposes to give Na2CO3 and H2O. So the balance equation is Na2CO3 dot H2O goes to Na2CO3 plus H2O.
That's incorrect for bonus. Okay. All that happens is that it loses the water of crystallization to become the anhydrous salt, which is not decomposed by further heating, even heating to redness. It doesn't decompose at all. It just loses the water of crystallization. Next 30 seconds, and I have a short preamble. The preamble is integrate. That's it. All right, so KETA Senior High Technical School. Integral of the expression 1 over x to the power 4 minus 1 over x cubed dx. Yes, Godfred.
The integral is negative 1 over 3x cubed plus 1 over 2x squared plus c.
Yes. With the same preamble, integral of the expression 4 over x to the power 5 minus 6 over x to the power 4 dx. Isaac Newton.
The integral is minus 1 over x to the power 4 plus 2 over x to the power 3 plus c, where c is a constant.
Okay. With the same preamble, integral of the expression 6 over x to the power 7 minus 4 over x to the power 5 dx. Fanny.
Minus 1 over x to the power 6 plus 1 over x to the power 4 plus c.
Yes. Next set, 10 seconds, and I have a preamble to all schools. Preamble. The cerebrum, or the forebrain of mammals, is divided into 4 lobes, namely frontal lobe, parietal lobe, occipital lobe, and temporal lobe. Name the lobes that perform the following functions. I hope you got that. All right. So, KETA, it is associated with the brain's ability to reason, organize, plan, speak, move, make facial expressions, perform serial tasks, and solve problems. Yes, Daniel.
Frontal lobe.
Yes. Controls inhibition, spontaneity, initiates and self-regulates behaviors, pays attention, remembers, and controls emotions. Yes, wisdom.
The parietal lobe.
That's incorrect for a bonus. Which of you? Please raise your hand. Daniel?
The temporal lobe.
No. That's the frontal lobe. St. Peter's. It is located at the upper rear of the brain and controls complex behaviors, including senses such as vision, touch, body awareness, and spatial orientation? Fanny?
The occipital lobe.
No, that's incorrect. For bonus. It's the parietal lobe. Next set, 30 seconds with a preamble to all schools. Preamble. The total energy of a particle of mass m trapped by infinitely high walls to a region of width a is given by En, E subtract n, is equal to n squared, pi squared, h bar squared over 2ma squared, where the quantum number n is equal to 1, 2, 3, and so on. Did you get your preamble? Okay, once again. The total energy of a particle of mass m trapped by infinitely high walls to a region of width a is given by E subscript n is equal to n squared, pi squared, h bar squared over 2ma squared, where the quantum number n is equal to 1, 2, 3, and so on. So now the question, KETA. Find the energy of the photon absorbed when the particle makes a transition from the ground state to the second excited state. Yes, Godfred. Go ahead.
1.696 times 10 to the power negative 19 joules.
That's incorrect. Okay, go ahead. Kisi.
8 pi squared h bar squared all over 2ma squared.
Not for a bonus. Not for a bonus. If it were your own question, I would have given you something. The right answer is 4 pi squared h bar squared over ma squared. By the way, I need to give you a warning. MAWULI school, this is the warning. If I have not indicated and I'm still trying to listen to someone's answer and you ring again, I will start deducting points. Your major question with the same preamble. Find the energy of the photon emitted when the particle makes a transition from the third excited state to the first excited state.
Defaulting.
Yes, Isaac Newton.
Okay, the energy is negative 7 pi squared h bar squared divided by ma squared.
That's incorrect. Yes, which of you? Fanny.
6 pi squared h bar squared all over ma squared.
Yes. Your major question with the same preamble. The particle makes two successive transitions. First from the third excited state to the second excited state, and then from the second excited state to the first excited state. Find the energy difference between the photons emitted. Kisi.
The difference in energy is pi squared h bar squared all over ma squared.
You are right. Next set, 10 seconds. Explain the origins of fossil fuels which comprise natural gas, crude oil, and coal. Yes, Daniel.
Madam, it is formed from the decomposition of organic matter over a long period of time, and they are embedded in the underground, deep underground.
No. For bonus. All right, so they were created millions of years ago when aquatic plants and animals were buried and compressed by layers of sediments at the bottom of water bodies, that is swamps and seas. MAWULI School. Which catalyst is commonly used in catalytic cracking at the oil refineries? Isaac Newton.
SiO2 or Al2O3. That's alumina or silica.
Yes. St. Peter's. What does octane number scale measure, and which compounds are used? Yes, Kisi.
Octane number measures the quality of the fuel, that is the percentage of 2,2,4-trimethyl pentane as compared to N-heptane in the fuel mixture, and therefore it measures the smoothness with which the fuel burns in an internal combustion engine. And the compounds involved are 2,2,4-trimethyl pentane and N-heptane.
Okay. Next set, 30 seconds, and I have a preamble to all schools. Evaluate the trigonometric expression. That's the preamble. KETA, the expression tangent of 19 degrees plus tangent of 26 degrees all over the expression 1 minus tangent of 19 degrees multiplied by tangent of 26 degrees. Yes, Godfred.
1.
Yes. Tangent of 75 degrees minus tangent of 45 degrees all over the expression 1 plus tangent of 75 degrees multiplied by tangent of 45 degrees. Isaac Newton.
Root 3 divided by 3.
Yes. Tangent of 80 degrees plus tangent of 40 degrees all over the expression 1 minus tangent of 80 degrees multiplied by tangent of 40 degrees. Fanny.
Minus root of 3. Minus root of 3.
Yes. Next set, 10 seconds. KETA. An electrician with normal heartbeat was invited by someone to work on his faulty plugs. In the course of the work, the electrician grabs a live wire and electricity surges through his body. What phase is his heart in? Explain. Yes, Daniel.
Madam, his heart, the phase in which the heart is the systolic phase. And during the systolic phase, the heart contracts to pump blood to all parts of the body. And so when he touched the wire, the heart pumps blood to all parts of the body, and the blood carries fluids, that is water. And the blood contains salts, which is an electrolyte. So when he touched the wire, the blood containing the fluid conducted the electrical current, causing him to.
I'll give you 2. Yes, a systole, yes. Even if his heart was in a diastolic state before connecting with the wire, the electrical current that is flowing through the muscle, so whenever you have electrical current flowing through muscle, the muscle will contract, and contracting heart muscles put the heart automatically in systole. All right, so MAWULI, why is it necessary for different cell types to have different receptors for the same ligand or hormone? Isaac Newton.
This is because different parts of the body perform different functions, and therefore the kind of receptors needed to recept the impulses need to be varied so that it can suit the function of the part of the body. So they need different receptors, such as the optical receptors or the touch receptors, so as to perform their functions.
I can't accept that. For a bonus. Sure, they need receptors, right? But different cells in an organism must have different responses to the same signal. That's why, and so in order to be able to coordinate the many events that are taking place in the organism, right? So to coordinate many events, so this coordinated reaction of different tissues creates the most efficient and adaptable organisms. So coordination, for the purpose of coordination. All right, next. St. Peter's. State 2 of the 3 main factors or reasons for the importance of the respiratory quotient. Yes, Kisi.
2 main factors of importance are, one of the importance is that it enables you to know how much how much oxygen is taken into the body to break down a given carbohydrate to release an amount of energy. So you know how much oxygen you need to take in before you can break down an amount of oxygen. And then another importance is it gives you the amount of CO2 that is produced per unit breakdown of food material to release energy, and therefore you know how much carbon dioxide needs to be excreted per unit breakdown of every.
No, I'm not accepting that for a bonus. Like the question said, there are 3 of them, right? So here they are. So first one, knowledge of respiratory quotient helps in determining the respiratory substrate. That's the first one. It also helps in identifying the type of respiration that is being performed. And then the third one is it provides some information about major transformation of food materials. Next set, 30 seconds. KETA. A particle of charge to mass ratio 1.75 times 10 to the power 11 coulomb per kilogram enters a uniform 0.200 Tesla magnetic field at a speed of 20.0 meters per second perpendicular to the field. Find the angular frequency of the particle's motion. Godfred.
8.75 times 10 to the power 10 radians per second.
Again, I didn't hear.
8.75 times 10 to the power.
That's incorrect for a bonus. The right answer is 3.50 times 10 to the power 10 radians per second. MAWULI. A particle enters a uniform 0.250 Tesla magnetic field at a speed of 20.0 meters per second, perpendicular to the field. Find the charge to mass ratio of the particle if its angular frequency is 2.00 times 10 raised to the power 8 radians per second. Yes, Isaac Newton.
You have 1.25 times 10 to the power negative 8 coulomb per kilogram.
That's incorrect for a bonus. The right answer is 8.00 times 10 to the power 8 coulomb per kilogram. St. Peter's. A particle of charge to mass ratio 1.75 times 10 to the power 11 coulomb per kilogram enters a uniform 0.200 Tesla magnetic field at a speed of 2.80 times 10 to the power 4 meters per second, perpendicular to the field. Find the radius of the particle's orbit. Fanny.
3.20 times 10 raised to the power -8 meters.
That's incorrect for a bonus. The right answer is 8.00 times 10 to the power -7 meters. "30 seconds with a preamble to all schools." Preamble. A buffer solution is a solution that contains appreciable quantities of both a weak acid and its conjugate base, or a weak base and its conjugate acid. Its pH is given by the expression pH is equal to pKa plus log to the base 10 of the concentration of base divided by concentration of acid. Did you get your preamble? All right. So, KETA. Calculate the pH of a solution obtained by mixing 100 centimeter cubed of 0.100 mole per decimeter cube ethanoic acid solution with 50 centimeter cubed of 0.100 mole per decimeter cubed NaOH solution. pKa of ethanoic acid is 4.75. Yes, Daniel.
4.75.
Yes. Calculate the pH of a buffer which is 0.200 mole per decimeter cubed NH4 plus Cl and 0.400 mole per decimeter cubed NH3, and give your answer to 2 places of decimal. pKb of ammonia is 4.75, and any of these log to the base 10 values may be useful, so pay attention. Log of 0.2 is equal to -0.70. Log of 2 is equal to 0.30, and log of 20 is equal to 1.30. Isaac Newton.
The pH is 5.05.
That's incorrect for a bonus. Yes, which of you, please? Yes, Kisi.
The pH is 8.95.
No. The right answer is 9.55. Your major question, St. Peter's. Calculate the pH of a buffer which comprises 0.300 mole per decimeter cubed NaH2PO4 and 0.100 mole per decimeter cubed Na2HPO4. The pKa of NaH2PO4 is 7.20, and that of Na2HPO4 is 12.38. Please give your answer to 2 places of decimal. These log to the base 10 values may be useful. Log of 0.3 is equal to -0.52. Log of 3 is equal to 0.48. And log of 30 is equal to 1.48. Fanny?
6.68.
That's incorrect. For bonus. The right answer is 6.72. Next set, 30 seconds with a preamble. Preamble to all schools. Find the equation of the image of the line y is equal to 3x plus 2 after a reflection in the given line. I hope you got your preamble. All right. So, KETA, x is equal to -1. Daniel?
That's y equals -3x minus 2.
That's incorrect. For bonus. Yes, Isaac Newton.
Y is equal to -3x.
That's incorrect. The right answer is y is equal to -3x minus 4. With the same preamble, your major question, MAWULI, y is equal to 2. Yes, Isaac Newton.
Y is equal to -3x plus 14.
That's incorrect. For bonus. The right answer is y is equal to -3x plus 2. St. Peter's, with the same preamble. X is equal to 2. Fanny?
Yeah, please. Y is equal to -3x plus 10.
That's incorrect. For bonus. Which of you? Yes, wisdom.
Y is equal to -3x plus 2.
No. The right answer is y is equal to -3x plus 14. Next set, 10 seconds. And in fact, this one is a single question to all 3 schools. When I come to your school, please give me a right answer so I can move on for the next different but right answer. No bonus. All right, so this is the question. There are 4 parts of a positive or negative feedback loop. Name one. That's it. So first option is KETA. Yes, Daniel?
The hypothalamus.
No. I'm moving on. MAWULI? Wisdom?
The endocrine and then the nervous system.
Hey, no. St. Peter's? Kisi?
The output.
No, I'm not accepting that. All right, so there are 4 of them. So if you want to talk about feedback, positive or negative feedback loop, there are 4 parts. The 4 parts are 1, the stimulus, the sensor, the control center, and the last one is the effector. All right, last set of questions, 30 seconds. KETA, an object dropped from a height of 20 meters onto a horizontal surface rebounds to a height of 10 meters. How high does it rise on the 3rd rebound? Daniel.
5 meters.
That's incorrect. For a bonus. The right answer is 2.5 meters. MAWULI. The object is dropped from a height of 50 meters onto a different horizontal surface, and it rebounds to a height of 20 meters. How high does it rise on the 3rd rebound in this case? Isaac Newton.
It is 0.4 √5 meters.
No, for bonus. The right answer is 3.2 meters. Last question, St. Peter's. Another object is dropped from a height of 50 meters onto the 2nd horizontal surface, and it rebounds to a height of 10 meters. How high does this object rise on the 3rd rebound? Yes, Kisi.
1.25 meters.
That's incorrect. For a bonus. The right answer is 0.4 meters. That's the end of the first round. At the end of the first round, MAWULI School has 8 points. St. Peter's Senior High School has 11 points. KETA Senior High Technical School has 14 points. We have a long way to go, 4 more rounds. Round 2. This round is also known as a speed race. The questions in the round are directed to all 3 schools at the same time. For an opportunity to answer a question, you must ring for it. May I hear your bell, MAWULI School? Thank you. Yours, KETA. Thank you. And yours, St. Peter's. If you answer the question correctly on the first attempt, 3 points. On the second attempt, 2 points. On the third attempt, 1 point. But be careful, because if you attempt to answer a question and you are unsuccessful, you lose a precious point. For questions requiring calculations, you have 30 seconds to present your answer. If there are no calculations involved, you have 10 seconds to do so. Best wishes, everyone. First question, 30 seconds. Find the change in entropy of 5.0 kilogram of ice at 0 degrees Celsius when it just melts. The specific latent heat of fusion of ice is 334 kilojoule per kilogram. The right answer is 6.1 kilojoule per Kelvin. Next one, 10 seconds. Why is it that when a vehicle jerks forward suddenly from rest, a passenger feels being pushed back? Yes, Daniel.
Madam, when the vehicle is at rest, the body of the passenger is also at rest, and because of inertia, when the vehicle moves forward, the passenger will jerk forward because it will continue to be in its continuous state of rest. But as the vehicle jerks forward to get into motion, the passenger will jerk back because it's having its inertia.
I'm not accepting that. Yes, go ahead.
This is in accordance with Newton's first law of motion, which states that a body continues to be in its state of uniform motion or arrest unless acted upon by an external force. So in the case where the car jerks forward, even though the passenger is in the car, he does not experience any direct force on him. So because of inertia, he remains in his state of uniform motion. And that is why he jerks backwards when the car moves forward.
I'm not going to accept that. Did they ring? Okay, so I continue the question for you. What force pushes the passenger back into his seat? Yes, Isaac Newton.
Restoring force. The restoring force. And the restoring force is from the weight of the body. And he started, when the car just starts to move, there is a large change in momentum within a small period of time. So the force acting is very big. So
no. Okay, so listen to the answer. the passenger tends to remain in his state of rest or uniform motion. As the vehicle accelerates, it exerts a forward force on the passenger, who reacts on the vehicle with an equal and opposite force. So there is no force pushing the passenger backward. There is no force pushing the passenger backward. Next one, 30 seconds. Fluorine 18, atomic number 9, decays by beta plus emission with a half-life of 110 minutes and is one of the radionuclides used in positron emission tomography. In a pulmonary diagnostic procedure, a patient is injected with a 560 megabecquerel solution of fluorine 18, atomic number 9, labeled fluorodeoxyglucose, and a scan is completed 240 minutes later. What is the activity of the patient 90 minutes after the scan is completed? The right answer is 70 megabecquerel. And that should be of interest to most of you. If you go and get a procedure and they inject you with that radioactive stuff, 90 minutes after you have left, you are still hot with this kind of activity. So be careful. "30 seconds. Given that dy dx is equal to 3x squared minus 2x, and y is equal to 6 when x is equal to -1, find an expression for y in terms of x. Who rang? Yes, Isaac Newton.
Y is equal to x cubed minus x squared plus 6.
That's incorrect. Who rang next? Yes, which of you, please? Fanny.
Y is equal to x cubed over 3.
No, I'm moving on. Yes, Godfred.
Y is equal to x cubed minus x squared plus 8.
Yes. Simplify. Simplify. X squared plus 5x plus 6 all over the expression x squared plus x minus 6. Yes, which of you, please? Godfred.
X plus 2 all over x minus 2.
Yes. Next one. Solve the quadratic equation. 2x squared minus 6x plus 3 is equal to 0. You may leave your answer as I said in simplest form. Yes, which of you? Isaac Newton?
X is equal to, I have a fraction, the numerator is 3 plus or minus root 5, and the denominator is 2.
Again.
the numerator is 3 plus or minus root 5. And then
that's incorrect. Yes, Godfred.
You have a fraction. The numerator is 3 plus or minus root of 12 all over 2.
That's incorrect. Yes, which of you, please? Yes, Kisi.
The solution is 3 plus or minus root 3 all over 2.
Yes. Next set, 10 seconds each. First question. Why should monocropping lead to soil infertility? Yes, Fanny.
Ma'am, please, with monocropping, the same type of crop is grown on the same land. So as a result of that, it takes up the same type of nutrients at the same level for a very long time due to the fact that they're repeating the same type of crop. So due to that fact, the fertility of the soil will reduce and the agricultural productivity of the land will also reduce.
Yes. Next one. Two common mosquito genera, Anopheles and Culex, can be easily identified by their sitting positions. State the difference. Yes, which of you, please? Kisi.
The Anopheles is positioned in an oblique fashion, and the Culex is straight. That is, it's horizontal, but the Anopheles stands in the oblique direction.
Yes. Next one. Next. Name the two conditions under which a heterozygous individual has a different phenotype from the homozygous individual. Yes, Isaac Newton.
In codominance and partial dominance, or incomplete dominance. That's codominance and incomplete dominance.
One attempt. So I'm moving. Did they make it? No. This is speed race. It must be perfect the first time. So, codominance and incomplete dominance. There's nothing like partial dominance. Incomplete dominance. All right. Last set of questions. First one, 30 seconds. Use the following bond energies both in kilojoule per mole to determine the enthalpy change for the oxidation of nitrogen 2 oxide by oxygen to nitrogen 4 oxide. And N double bond O is 607 and oxygen molecule is 494. Which of you, please? Wisdom.
It is negative 1,708 kilojoules per mole.
That's incorrect. The right answer is negative 720 kilojoule. Next one, 30 seconds. Use the following enthalpies of formation, both in kilojoule per mole, to estimate the enthalpy change for the oxidation of nitrogen 2 oxide by oxygen 2 nitrogen 4 oxide. NO2 gas, 33.2, and NO gas, 90.3. Yes, Fanny, go ahead.
Minus 58.1 kilojoule per mole.
That's incorrect. Yes, which of you, please? Godfred.
Negative 52.9.
No. The right answer is negative 114.2 kilojoule. All right. Last question of the round, 10 seconds. Estimating the enthalpy change for the reaction 2NO plus O2 going to 2NO2 by 1 bond energies and 2 Hess's law of enthalpies of formation gave two very different values. Give only one possible source that would contribute to the disagreement in the calculated values. Yes, Isaac Newton.
This is because the enthalpy change using the bond energies is a theoretical value, and therefore does not take account of the physical things that happen when the reaction is taking place. But using the enthalpies of formation, it is a measured value. So it is the actual value. So the reason is that using the bond energies, it is a theoretical.
No. Okay. There are two possible answers to this. The first one is that the enthalpy of formation of oxygen, O2, the oxygen molecule, is arbitrarily set as 0 in the Hess's law. And then the second one is that the NO molecule contains strictly not nitrogen-oxygen double bond. There's an unpaired electron in the entire molecule which may affect the bond energy of the double bond. So this is the reason why. That's the end of the second round. Please keep them covered. Don't turn over until I ask you to. And don't begin until I ask you to. At the end of the second round, MAWULI School has 2 points. KETA Senior High Technical School has 15 points. St. Peter's Senior High School has 15 points. We are at the top of round 3. Round 3 has the problem of the day. The problem of the day is a single question to all 3 schools. From the time I ask you to begin, you have 3 minutes in which you can compose a response to the problem of the day. The problem of the day is worth 10 points. Please put down your pens. Let's turn over our sheets and read the problem of the day together. Problem of the day. Bacteria and single-cell pathogens reproduce rapidly and therefore evolve rapidly. Human populations are consequently and constantly locked in evolutionary arms races with pathogens that invade our bodies. Explain how the evolution of pathogens affects one's ability to achieve and maintain immunity against them. Contestants, this is our problem of the day. You may now begin. Please stop writing and present your answers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ready. Contestants, please pick up your notepad and present your answers on the boards as you have them here. you. The contestants have presented their answers. Before I award the points, let's look at the suggested solution from the consultants. This is a problem in biology. So this is a problem. It says bacteria and single-cell pathogens reproduce rapidly and therefore evolve rapidly. Human populations are consequently and constantly locked in evolutionary arms races with pathogens that invade our bodies. That's key. Please keep that in mind. Invade our bodies. Explain how the evolution of pathogens affects one's ability to achieve and maintain immunity. That's another key one. Maintain immunity against them. All right. So this is the explanation. The immune system recognizes pathogens by their antigens. If a pathogen changes, then its antigens change. The immune system has a reduced ability to recognize that pathogen in that case. Hence, the immune system is a selective agent for pathogens that can change their antigens. This enables the pathogens to escape recognition by one's immune system. And again, the greater the ability of a pathogen to change its antigens, the greater the difficulty that scientists have to produce effective vaccines or interventions against that pathogen. So the key thing here is invasion, the body's invasion by these pathogens. And because they keep changing, they present different antigens, the body is not in a position to recognize these antigens and deal with those pathogens, right? And that is what this question was about. Now, contestants. Some people started talking about chemical interventions against pathogens in the environment. I mean, even KETA that mentioned vaccines, it was something else. It didn't quite address the issue at hand. No mention of antigens, nothing of the sort. And so I am so disappointed, all three schools. I am giving all three of you 1 point each. That's the end of the problem of the day and the end of round 3. Please pick up your notepads. Before we begin the 4th round, KETA Senior High Technical School would like to effect a substitution. Daniel Dadiseshi is going away. Daniel, it's been a pleasure having you. And Maxwell Adosu is coming in. You are welcome, Maxwell. Round 4. In this round, I'm going to be presenting you with statements. When you receive a statement, kindly consider the statement carefully and let me know whether it's true or false. If you are right, 2 points. If you are incorrect, you lose a precious point. You may choose not to respond, in which case the statement becomes available to the 2 other schools. A school may ring and attempt an answer. If right, 2 full points. If incorrect, there's that penalty, 1 point. Best wishes to all 3 schools. This time I'm starting with you, MAWULI. Your statement. Whereas fluorine exists as diatomic molecules, boron exists as atoms held together by covalent bonds in a giant structure. Isaac Newton.
True.
Yes. St. Peter's. Carbon exists as atoms held together by covalent bonds in a giant structure. Yes, Kissy?
True.
Yes. Beryllium exists as atoms held by ionic bonds in a giant structure. Maxwell?
False.
Yes. All right, so this next set, I have a preamble to all schools. Indicate whether the statements I give you are examples of intra-specific competition. If it's an example, please tell me true. If it's not an example, tell me false. All right? Okay, so MAWULI. A frog and a lizard chasing a praying mantis. Yes, wisdom.
False.
Yes. Cowpea sprouts growing from seeds scattered closely together on the ground. Kissy? Yes. Certain plant species of sunflowers release chemicals into the soil that inhibit the growth of other plants. Maxwell?
False.
Yes. Inverse sine of 0 is equal to inverse cosine of 1. Isaac Newton?
True.
Yes. Inverse tangent of square root of 3 is equal to inverse cosine of root 3 over 2. Kissy?
False.
Yes. Inverse sine of 1 over root 2 is equal to inverse tangent of 1. Yes, Maxwell?
It's true.
Yes. A photon of definite frequency is such a small particle that it can pass through the voids between electrons in an atom. Isaac Newton?
False.
Yes. A high-energy photon of definite frequency, such as a gamma-ray photon, has a high penetrating power in matter because such a photon is very small in size. Kissy?
False.
Yes. A photon of definite frequency is of indefinite size. Maxwell?
It's false.
No, that's a true statement. electrolysis of CuSO4 solution using inert electrodes, the electrolyte loses its blue color but retains its pH. Isaac Newton.
True.
No, that's a false statement. In the electrolysis of dilute sodium chloride solution using inert electrodes, the pH decreases as the electrolysis proceeds. Kissy?
False.
That's right. In the electrolysis of concentrated sodium chloride solution using inert electrodes, the solution becomes alkaline as the electrolysis proceeds. Yes, Maxwell?
It's true.
Yes. In sexually dimorphic organisms, a hermaphrodite may arise because of variations in the genetic code. Wisdom?
False.
Pardon?
False.
No, that's a true statement. In humans, no genetic condition can result in hermaphroditic individuals. Kissy?
False.
Yes. Bacteria can reproduce without another individual. Hence, bacteria can be classified as hermaphrodites. Maxwell?
False.
Yes. The sum of any two odd numbers or the sum of any two even numbers is an even number. Yes, Wisdom?
True.
Yes. The product of any two prime numbers is an odd number. Kissy?
False.
Yes. The product of two odd numbers is an odd number. Yes, Maxwell?
True.
Yes. Last set of statements, last set. In the Millikan oil drop experiment, the forces acting on a charged oil drop at rest are gravity, the electrostatic force produced by the electric field between the plates, and the earth thrust on the drop. Isaac Newton?
True.
Yes. In the Millikan oil drop experiment, a charged oil drop falling between the plates experiences a viscous drag proportional to the radius and the speed of the drop. Kissy?
True.
Yes. Last statement. Water is not a suitable substance for conducting Millikan's oil drop experiment because water droplets will evaporate too quickly and hinder accurate determination of the droplet mass. Maxwell.
It's false.
Oh, that's a true statement. That's the end of the fourth round. At the end of the fourth round, MAWULI School has 13 points. KETA Senior High Technical School has 26 points. St. Peter's Senior High School has 32 points. Fifth and final round. In this round, I'm going to be reading out clues. Your objective is to solve the riddle. In order to solve the riddle, you must ring for it. May I hear your bell, MAWULI School? Thank you. Yours, KETA. Thank you. And yours, St. Peter's. If you solve the riddle on the first clue, 5 points. On the second clue, 4 points. On the third only clue thereafter, 3 points. There are 4 riddles in all. Best wishes, everyone. First riddle. In bacteriology, I was first demonstrated in 1928 by a British bacteriologist who was interested in determining whether injections of heat-killed bacteria could be used to vaccinate mice against pneumonia. I am one of the 3 processes for horizontal gene transfer in which exogenous genetic material passes from one bacterium to another. The other 2 are conjugation and transduction. I may also be used to describe the insertion of new genetic material into non-bacterial cells. In mathematics, yes, which of you? Kissy?
Recombinant DNA technology.
No. I continue. In mathematics, I am a process by which one figure, expression, or function is converted into another one of similar value. So who am I? Yes, which of you? Wisdom.
Transformation.
Pardon?
Transformation.
You are right. I read all the clues, 3 points. Next one. I am an optical device. Today, I am widely used in spectrometers, specifically the Fourier transform spectrometer. I am essentially an interferometer. I was first used by two scientists, one of whose name. Yes, Kissy?
Michelson MAWULI interferometer.
Okay. I was reading the fourth clue, 3 points. I'm moving on. Next one. I am basically a relation. I am a statistical measure. I am a measure of the strength of the association between two variables. Yes, wisdom.
Correlation. Correlation.
You are right. I had started reading the fourth clue, 3 points. I may be found in any standard chemistry laboratory. I am usually made of Pyrex glass or plastic material. I could be plain or graduated. I almost always have a spout. I am not the best receptacle for filtrates during filtration. I am the piece of apparatus of choice when mixing solutions or dissolving a solid in a solvent. Yes, wisdom.
The beaker.
Is the beaker. I was reading the last clue, 3 points, and that's the end of the 5th round. At the end of the contest, here are the final scores. MAWULI School has 22 points. KETA Senior High Technical School has 26 points. St. Peter's Senior High School has 35 points. As we are in the money zone, I have some announcements. GCB Bank is providing the following. MAWULI School will receive a total of 880 Ghana cedis for the 3 contestants and 1 teacher. KETA Senior High Technical School will receive a total amount of 1,040 Ghana cedis for their 3 contestants and 1 teacher. And St. Peter's Senior High School will receive a total amount of 1,400 Ghana cedis for 3 contestants and 1 teacher. In addition to that, Bond Savings and Loans is donating an amount of 1,000 Ghana cedis to the winning team. MAWULI School, thank you for being here. Today turned out to be too tough, even for Isaac Newton. Best wishes to you. KETA Senior High Technical School, thank you for being here and for giving us a good contest. Unfortunately, we have to say goodbye. Best wishes. St. Peter's Senior High School, congratulations on winning the contest. Well done. I look forward to seeing you at the grand finale. Viewers, thank you for joining us for this contest. We have one more semi-final contest left. That contest is going to feature West Africa Senior High School, Krobograu Senior High School, and our reigning champions, Prempeh College. You don't want to miss it. Before we leave, I would like to acknowledge that the National Science and Math Quiz is sponsored by the Ghana Education Service through the Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools. We also have support from GCB Bank, Accra College of Medicine, Medifem Multi-Specialist Hospital and Fertility Center, Lancaster University, Ghana, Academic City College, West African Center for Cell Biology of Infectious Pathogens, WACBIV, Awake Purified Drinking Water, GTP, MFA Jewelry and Hoti Makeup. The mentorship sessions are sponsored by Bond Savings and Loans and RMG Ghana, and SciTech Fair 2018 was sponsored by GOL, Prudential Life Insurance Ghana, and Talo Ghana Limited. Our media sponsors are City FM and Joy News. This is a prime time production. Thank you for joining us and see you next time. Bye.
Hello, please, let's give all 3 schools.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with gold synthetic oil and any quality gold oil charges the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with gold synthetic oil.
Goal, you're champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Goal.
Ashene Pankasa. Goal, good energy.
conveniently pay for my utility bills, my son's Cartoon Network on DSTV, and renew my internet services package. I can securely send my sweet mother her monthly allowance by simply transferring funds from my bond account into hers. I can also pay the gardener through any of the mobile money platforms available. I can verify if the check to the vendor has cleared. Now let me guess my sister is here at time so I can peacefully go back to sleep. With Bond Mobile app, you can do your banking anywhere. Download the Bond Mobile app on Apple Play Store or Google Play Store today. Bond, your success, our passion.
There's always that one individual so selfless and caring. The world still has caring people. Getting unexpected help is a joy for us. That's why at Prudential Life, we've introduced Ultimate, the no-lapse guarantee on your Premier and Classic farewell plans. The biggest challenge for most clients having a funeral policy is the fact that when they are unable to pay premiums due to financial challenges, the policies elapse and the full benefit falls off. We have introduced the no-lapse guarantee on our funeral plans. This ensures that you don't lose your full benefit during challenging financial moments. Prudential, always listening, always understanding.